Yeah. Yes, I do. So I waited just for you to hop in, buddy. I was gonna do an ep while I was in Disneyland or Universal or whatever. And I totally just kind of honestly forgot about it. Completely just forgot. And I also said before, Jerry, I said on the show with Jerry that I was going to do an episode a week. But we haven't gone live till tomorrow. So the week is still technically going. So I figured I'd pop off, do an episode tonight before the episode tomorrow so that I did an episode in the week time span, staying on my track of doing an episode a week. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the rides, tear them up. First, I wanted to watch this video that this dude made. I watched this video of this dude. He goes to theme parks, yada, yada. But then he had this one. I just wanted to watch this while I gathered my thoughts. No. Interesting.
Got a heavily detailed queue, immersive station, a pre-lift completely in the dark, and then 3 inversions.
Okay. Oh, I could do Universal too.
The story of the Saw films revolves around the Jigsaw Killer, who forces people into situations where they will experience more and more pain the further along they go, with the goal of giving them a greater appreciation for life itself.
So I was like, what? There's a
this is
Saw
also
ride.
what it's like
I need
to do
watch
Saw
this
the
video
Ride
on
at
Saw
Thorpe
the
Park.
Ride here.
This is a Gerstlauer Eurofighter that opened in 2009, fully immersing riders in the Saw franchise. It's got a heavily detailed queue, immersive station,
I needed to watch
a pre-lift completely in the dark, and then 3 inversions with a 100-foot tall lift hill and a 100-degree beyond vertical drop. I first experienced Saw the Ride in 2018, and I can't say it was one of my favorites. Thematically, it is very well done, but the ride experience, well, could be better, to say the least. This is going to be my full in-depth review. I'm going to describe the ride experience to the best of my ability, and then you can decide for yourself whether this is something you'll want to experience. Starting first off with, of course, the theme. This is easily the most iconic thing about this attraction. You know, we always joke that the UK is full of these like dark and really creepy themed rides, and it doesn't get much worse than this. Like something that you would never see in
Sadu. Hold on. What's going on here? So, dude, did you know they were making a live action fucking How to Train My Dragon? Or How to Train Your Dragon? A live action How to Train Your Dragon. I saw that trailer, and I kept meaning to mention that to you. And I've, like, talked to you since I've seen the trailer. But it just came to me. How to Train Your Dragon. I think I saw maybe an ad at Universal or something.
The United States. And yet it is very popular at Thorpe Park. And they did the film's justice. The attraction features many original props from the movies that you'll see in the queue. Plenty of creepy rusted metal gates, mannequins, torture devices. You'll see Jigsaw himself on his little bike. There's audio saying, "Do you want to play a game?" Or "You escaped this time." So right away, if you're a fan of the films, this is 100% something that you should experience. I think that's the target audience who will probably find the greatest appreciation for this attraction. That being said, if you're just looking for a good roller coaster, unfortunately, Saw the Ride has a few issues, with the #1 complaint being how it rides. You see, Gerstlauer Eurofighters tend to be hit or miss based on its smoothness. Their newer rides, such as Hydrus at Casino Pier or Adrenaline Peak at Oaks, run glass smooth. Older models, such as this, or Mystery Mine at Dollywood, absolutely are showing its age. And while I personally never experienced this ride when it opened, I have been told that Saw has aged very poorly, getting worse and worse over time. The track features multiple potholes, and when you have those bulky over-the-shoulder restraints, Saw is notorious for headbanging, so this
Ooh.
attraction is not going to be for everyone, to say the least.
No.
But that doesn't mean that it's all
for
bad.
me,
Let's
dude.
discuss its pros and cons and walk through that ride experience. We'll start off
Oh,
with the
shoot.
station. Saw features a dual load setup, so you can have 2 vehicles going at once, which is essential when you only have 8
Shout out to
passengers
Coaster
at a
Studios.
time.
This guy's
Luckily, you
rules.
don't even have to
I
wait
follow
for
this guy. He
passengers to
rules.
put their items on the other side. There's a baggage hold right before you
I was
get up
looking
to
up
the
something
load
about
platform,
Disneyland or
where you pass your
something.
bags off to someone in exchange for a wristband. It's a
it,
great
like,
system you can actually see throughout the UK.
It wasn't even that his video popped up. His video was on the sideline, and it was about like a Warner Brother park in Dubai, and it was all indoor, and I had to click on it and watch it. So then I watched that, and then I was like, oh, this dude makes pretty proper videos. So I started checking out his stuff. He makes good quality attraction videos.
And it means that they can really pump out those vehicles. So that line is generally continuously moving. That being said, we're only looking at a theoretical capacity of between 600
This
and
shit matters,
800
dudes.
riders per hour. Depends how
Okay.
many vehicles are on the track. So
That's
this
still a
is
lot.
one of the lower capacity roller coasters in the park. Meaning if
Really?
you're there on a busy day and it's something you want to experience, I'd probably recommend hitting this early on. And then if you don't like it, good news, the
Whoa.
roller coasters can only get better from here. But interestingly enough, the 2 ride vehicles in the station will dispatch at a time, meaning whether you're in the first or second vehicle, your ride experience will slightly vary. If you're in vehicle number 1, you'll slide on forward, but in vehicle number 2, you come to a stop where a little jigsaw rider comes up on a bike and starts to talk to you. The reason for this is actually because you're just waiting for that first car to clear the
Yeah.
block zone ahead. With so many straight sections
this
on this track to accommodate for the different vehicles, they had to theme up the different areas
goes
so
on
it
for too
didn't
long. I
get
can't.
repetitive or boring. Can you imagine a roller coaster with just a million block sections and no theming? When you finally move forward, you'll take a right-handed turn and descend down a super
this dude's
steep
gonna, like,
indoor
break
drop.
down the
Really
whole
pulls you under, and I imagine
fucking thing.
is very unexpected
Enough of this. Let's move on to what we were here to do. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play
for
this while
most
I'm looking
people.
up this other thing.
I love
boys.
this little countdown
If you
clock
guys
right
still
before
are
you
here.
descend down the drop. It's
Uh,
literally like, this is how much time you have left before you die. And the time actually stays consistent with a clock that you'll
I
see
wouldn't ride
later
this.
on
I
at
mean,
the
I'd
base
ride
of
it
the
if I
lift
was with
hill.
the homies,
As you
but
descend
I'm
down
not,
this
like,
drop, you'll
trying to
notice
ride this,
strobe
you
lights
feel me? Like,
lighting
this
up a
isn't me.
series of
I'm
spikes
more, like-
directly ahead of you. That's a
I
super
rode
close
everything-
near
dude,
miss. You'll start banking
Universal.
to the left, and then you flip into inversion number 1 and emerge into the outside world. So yes, Saw the Ride features an inversion before the lift zone, and that is awesome. This indoor section in general is probably the best
Universal
part of the
is like a
roller
half-day
coaster. I
park,
love
bro.
the
You could ride
theming,
all the
even
rides
little
at
details that you
Universal
probably
in,
wouldn't
like,
notice
no time
unless
at
you were
all.
really paying.
Like, I left by, I think we left at like 3. We hit the road to head towards Disney to meet up with the rest of the fam in downtown Disney for dinner that night. And like, they didn't even open till 10. And we rode everything but one ride. I didn't get a chance to ride the Mummy, which I wasn't too bummed by. I think my mom had gotten kind of beaten up by a lot of the rides like that. We started off with the Harry P ride, the good one out of the 2. There's 2. There's like one that's like a dark room ride or whatever they call that. That like it moves you through like almost like a traditional ride, but you know, like one of these integrated with the screen, 3D screen kind of shit. They're real big on that at the Universal. Everything at Universal's like screens for the most part. I will say all of it makes me appreciate Disney more and more, and also appreciate the IP of Disney, in my opinion. Like the Star Wars rides, all the different rides at Disney. This is still fucking 3 hours. All right. Well, anyways, we're gonna pull this up. Whoa, that was not what we were gonna pull up. We're gonna pull this up. All right, and then we'll have our tier list. This is the train. Okay, we'll get rid of that. This is the train. Is that on here? The traditional train that wasn't open on my last trip. This classic trip this recent trip that I just went on. I don't even see that on the lineup. Utopia. I don't think this is all the rides. Said it was. Okay. Monorail's there, but I'm not seeing. Oh, there it is. Disney Railroad. Okay. The Disney Railroad, it's a classic, and it's a good break to get off your feet and take you from one side to the other, especially if you're trying to waste some time in between fast tracks. Um, I do think the part where you go in the room, with like the dinosaurs, and you used to see Splash Mountain. I did ride Splash, but now it's Tina, whatever the heck. Yeah, right over there, Bayou Adventure. Um, I don't think you see the room anymore. If you do, I didn't notice it. I filmed the ride though, so I don't know. We'll see. Um, so that's the train. Okay, so the next one is okay. So they go from train right to Splash, what formerly known as Splash Mountain, now known as Tina or whatever. Um, this ride they improved it, in my opinion. I do miss the old music and all that, but they added a couple more little dropperoonies. I think they added 2 more drops. I'd love to see a. I think I saved a video where it was a comparison between the two, Splash Mountain versus this new one. I mean, I think Splash was always like an B tier. Um, it's not. I don't think it's an S because if we're gonna put, you can't. I mean, I guess you could put all 3 mountains in the S. But let me see. Verse. Yeah, I knew they'd have it. They still have Splash at Tokyo. So there is a potential to still be able to ride Splash one more time. My goodness, there's a lot of commercials. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing what it looks like right now above me. But here it is compared to Splash, which I kind of wanted to personally. I actually kind of wanted to watch this. We'll speed it up though as well. Let's get that going. All right. Interesting. So they're already was a little okay, but goes into a similar turn immediately. I was super wondering this while riding it. I was like, I wonder what the exact difference is. I felt like there was 2 extra drops. I don't know. I have a great photo of me on it. I could pull up. I'll pull it up after this. I'll show you guys a great photo. Yeah, Sadu, that's true. And Sadu, that's what happened to me too, doggy. I got wet and had to go back to the hotel. Just me and Moms rode it. Paige and Alessandra were off, and Ira were off doing something. It was a hard week, couple days ago, and Alessandra couldn't do many rides because she freaked out, couldn't do anything indoors, could not do it. It was a whole situation. I have it all documented. Her first ride was Casey Jones train or whatever. I think we'll see it on the list. And then she enjoyed that. But then after that, we went to Snow White. She kind of liked Snow White. But then we went and did Pinocchio. And then it was like meltdown mode. And then I was like, oh, let's ride. She loves Mickey Mouse. And she watches the cartoon or the show. It's like a digital animated show. Okay, so here's the difference. Wait. That was 1 drop so far, right? That was 1 drop. I felt like you got wetter on this. I got wetter on this. See, there's another. Okay, so there was. Yeah, that one that was like a double whoop one. I don't know. I think it was different. And then another little one right here. Yeah, it's like a bunch of like little ones and stuff on the new. It felt more intense. I mean, other than that, it seems like it's. I guess it's like. Yeah, I miss the crows and stuff, or the vultures. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the. Yeah, I guess it is the same. Interesting. I swear it was different. Yeah, that part seems different. Come around that corner. I don't know. Interesting. All right. Well, either way, I'm gonna put good old Splasheroonie. I mean, if the train, by putting the train in B, I'm really setting the bar high here, huh? But the train is a great break on your feet and a great waste of time, and typically doesn't have that long lines. We're gonna move the train to C just to for. We'll come back to that, and then we're Splash or okay. We'll put that in B. Now this video went from that to Indy. Now Indy, I think Indy's got a. Oh man, commercials. What the? Indy's got to be an S. So I know if my mom was here, she would definitely say it was an S. It's definitely a favorite when we were growing up. Still today, we got to ride it once. I didn't get to use the fast tracks for it. The thing about Indy though that holds it back from me wanting to say full blown S, and this is a personal 2B thing. Well, number one, you're never gonna get on that ride without there being a line. You have to have a fast track Rooney. Whatever they're going to call it, Lightning Lane, whatever they're calling it now. Let's just call it a fast track for goodness sakes. Unless you got one of those, you're not getting on this. And the son of a gun always breaks down all the goddamn time. So you're hard pressed on that too. So that in my opinion, is kind of what holds it back from being a straight up full blown S. I mean, I think it still is an S. I'm going to put it in S, but it's not going to be the top of S. You feel me? Stone Radiate, where's Indy? Splash Mountain smell? I don't know. Pirates always had a great smell, in my opinion, and it didn't really have it anymore, in my opinion. I don't know. Let's see. What do we have after Indy? They're going with Winnie the Pooh. I haven't written this in years, and I forget it even is there. It's down in the corner past Splash or whatever. It is good out of those types of rides. I'm going to say it's a C for now. Because I think out of those, there's only going to be a few for me that are full-blown S or higher. Like Dark, the little kid indoor ones. What are we on now? Okay, after that, we're going to Rise. Wait, which one is this? Is this Rise? This is Rise of the Resistance? Okay. This, my friends, is a full-blown S. And once again, people talk about Star Wars not being good right now or whatever. That's because you idiots haven't written this ride. This ride is those movies are justified because of this ride. If you don't like those movies and yada 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 yada, Disney Railroad is an S tier. Rye Guy, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's a great time to get off your feet, but no, it's there's no way it's a fucking S tier. There's too many rides for it to be an S tier. You know, I was already about to put Indy in an A just for the fact that it breaks down so much. And I've been stuck on it a couple of times, but I'll leave it where it is. But Rise of the Resistance is one of the best. It might be the best cart moving around ride there is in the theme park right now. Like up there, the Mickey Mouse Railroad, which Sadu was the first one to break me off on that. When you went, Sadu. All right, what's the next one here? Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It is fun, but the thing about Smuggler's Run is you're hopeful that you get put with cool people. Crazy enough, I've never actually been a pilot. My mom's been a pilot. I rode it twice this last trip. Once on my own with a dad and two kids. His sons were the pilots, and me and him were the gunners. And it was all right. They sucked and flew us into everything, but it was a good laugh and stuff. And it was pretty funny. The dad was cracking up, and the kids at the end were like, "We suck," and I started dying of laughter. It was pretty hilarious. And then the next time I rode it with Ira, and there was this whole fiasco with it was this gentleman who didn't speak great English, and he had two kids with him, and one of the little girls freaked out right before we took off. And the dad was like, "Oh, can I like broken English was like, can I leave the one?" And like you guys, you know, we were like, "Yeah," and like gave him a thumbs up. So he left the one daughter. Ira hopped in the driver's seat, and we flew off with her. And she did a pretty good job, and Ira was the other drivers, and he was doing a great job. But she didn't realize there's like a blue flashing. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. But that's the thing about the whole thing about that ride is you're actually like your ride is dependent on the people, the other people flying. These two first people sitting in the first two seats, and if they suck, the rides might suck. Or if they're too good, then the ride's not bumpy enough. It's weird. See, this is the ending where you did a bad job. Because then you fall down the tube. If you do a good job, you like fly down it. I've seen both endings. I don't know if how many multiple different endings there are, but it is a really fun ride. It's it's like Star Tours, but a lot more personal. There's only there's 6 seats in the room. There's 2 more behind you. They're the people that fix the engineers that fix the ship. It's a great fun ride, especially if you're with if you have 6 homies with you, or for 4 homies with you, and you guys get the 4 front seats or whatever, you're going to have a blast. But if the kids, even if you're 4 homies deep and 2 kids get popped in, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, little homies, you guys gotta take the front seats. It's only right. But man, it's so cool too, the accuracy of it and all. You could like shoot. I don't know. Oh. Man, I didn't pull up that blasted Splash Mountain photo. Boom. This was from the other day. Splash Mountain with the fam and some randos. And I got destroyed. I had to go back to the hotel. I was soaked all through my jeans, dude. It was horrific. Horrific. Where did that other window go? All right. We were on. Still doing Smuggler's Run. Smuggler's Run. I mean, Smuggler's Run's easily a B. Now it's man. I didn't even say what I was about to say. I'm not even gonna say it. Where is it though? Oh, there it is. Millennium Falcon. Will be. What do we got next? like it was my Star Wars Levi's too. And like soaked jeans, man, that could chafe the bejeebas out of you. You got to go back to the hotel and change real quick. All right, Haunted Mansion, holiday. Okay, but just in general, I guess that does add a level to the Haunted Mansion, the holiday version. I don't know if they gave it 2 here or if it's just 1. Where are we looking at? Haunted Mansion. Is this in alphabetical order? I think it is. No, it's not. Ah. Haunted Mansion. It's a classic. It's got to be at least an A. It's just such a tradition. It's an triple OG, not a triple OG. It's an OG. And then when it is themed for Christmas, it is really cool. It's just fun. And usually, you could always get it. You could always squeeze it in. There's always a time where there's that side of the park's kind of dead, and you could squeeze it in during a parade or a light show or whatever it may be. You could squeeze that sucker in. So I do love me some Haunted Mansion. So I'm gonna go Haunted Mansion. Is this gonna show it holiday themed? Yeah, the Jack Skellington holiday themed one. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. It's so cool. And it's amazing that they flip flop it like that's a thing. I think it makes it even more special. Definitely an A. Allison and no, you know what? Let's go back to this. Let's see here. What do they do next? They're doing a weird order. Oh, Big Thunder. Big Thunder was one of my personal favorites growing up. I would probably immediately say Big Thunder. For me, on a personal level, it's definitely an S. I would even say for the longest time it was my favorite mountain. I now would argue that I would argue with myself that it's Space Mountain, but like growing up, I was spooked by Space Mountain, it being in the dark and stuff. So I loved Big Thunder because Matterhorn's just too jerky and like I've never liked the laying down in that car. It was always weird, and it used to be like you had to like sit with like the other person in your lap. And it was so weird. Like so that was the same like back in the day with Splash Mountain. Now with Splash Mountain, there's like little bar thingies and stuff. It's different. But yeah, I'll put Big Thunder for me on a personal level. It's an S. It might even We'll see if it stays there the whole time, but love that ride. Such a fun ride. Hold on a second. Yeah, the goat on the hill. Fucking love that. And we're just gonna ride this out. Fuck it. Yeah, I keep my hands up the whole. You gotta keep the hands up the whole time on this one. It's such a tradition. Love this room with the falling stuff and the sparks going up. So good. Like for a ride that's not themed about anything, but at the same time so themed. It's so amazing, and that's the thing about Disney that makes it so fucking special. Is like some of the best rides in the theme park aren't even about anything at all. Like it's just like kind of random, and this one being one of those. Love that ride. That's got to be one of the best rides. Oh, what are we doing here next? Oh, Pirates? Are you fucking kidding me? Pirates is an A. And here's why. It's great. But, like, is it? You know what I mean? Like, you get that little first 2 dips, and then you go through all the rooms. I do love it. And it's changed over the years. It lost some of the funniness because we knew it was inappropriate at some point what was going on the ride, and then it became kind of funny how they had left it. But now that they've changed it all out and there's none of that comedy in there anymore, it's kind of, you know. And like I said, this time around it didn't have the odor, and that kind of bummed me out as well. And this sucker too, here's another thing, and I always take this into account, folks. Lines. This one could catch up on you on a line real quick. That shit could be real long. I ain't trying to wait. But me and Paige have always grown up really enjoying it. But I'm trying to be, you know, fair. I'm gonna try to hit some. There's definitely gonna be some F's, some D's and F's coming up soon. Anything that I've never ridden is gonna be an F. And there are a few rides you'd be surprised at the theme parks that I have just never ridden. Blue Bayou's great. The food's all right, but the whole vibe is so cool. Yeah, you get this. I love this part. I don't know. The more I'm watching this, I'm like, and I'm thinking about. I rode it twice over the weekend, and it was great. I got a little wet on one of the rides on it, which was surprising because that doesn't normally happen. When I was really young, my favorite two rides were Big Thunder and then Pirates. I swore by 'em. Those were the best two rides. I would just want to ride those, and then Star Tours. Actually, yeah, it was those three. It was Pirates, actually, Star Tours wasn't until later. Once I got into Star Wars, when I was really young. Oh shucks, when I was really young, it was Big Thunder, and then once I fell in love with Star Wars, it became Star Wars. All right, well, what's next? Pirates is a long ride, though, and that does add to the time. The time you could see how long the rides are. Interesting. Jungle Cruise. Okay, now Jungle Cruise is all dependent on your driver, and I this was the last ride I rode. If I never go back to Disneyland, which hopefully is not what happens. But you never know. It doesn't happen every year. Last year, I unfortunately did not attend. This year, I got to very early on in the year. This will be the last ride I ever rode. And you know what? I wouldn't be upset by that. It's a fucking fantastic ride. It's a classic. I've been going on this my whole entire life. Our driver this last time around, young lady, did a fantastic job, cracked a lot of jokes, didn't get a lot of laughs. It's also changed over the years, and definitely, you know, they've removed a lot of things from it. And with this one, it was probably for the better versus I think the pirate one had a funny element to it with the pirates, where this one felt a little bit more just racist. Yeah. So that definitely needed a change, and they've done it. So with that all being said, we'll give it bottom of A. Bottom of A. Because it is a triple OG. I think that ride's been there since day fucking uno. So with that being said, you know, you got to give it a little extra points. Any of the triple OG ones get a little extra points. Jungle Cruise, there we go. No, not S. That's ridiculous. I don't know if it's over Pirates, though. Also, Pirates has got to be over Haunted Mansion. Yeah, you know what? For my personal list, this is looking pretty fucking good. But we got to get moving here. I'm doing too much gibbering. What's our next one? March Train Riverboat. Pfft, here we go, folks. Here we go, folks. Where is that? Is that even on here? There we are. That's a fucking strong F. I've ridden it, not in a long time, because that's a waste of time. And unlike the train, the thing about the railroad train, you get a little bit of visuals. It cools you down. It's going fast. You can also get off of it pretty quickly if you wanted to, or you need to get to a ride. And I can get off anywhere in Disneyland and make my way somewhere else if there's availability for a quick fast track or the need to go to the bathroom or something of the sort. The riverboat is not the same thing. So riverboat, I would say strong F. Now, is it necessary for the park? Yes, because you need the boats for the shows and so forth. So I understand the purpose of them. But as a ride in the to-be list, it's getting a strong fucking F. Moving on. I mean, yeah, you get some cool views. I mean, you know what? I will say this. I would back fucking step real fast. I haven't ridden it. Probably the longest time ever. So I don't know. Maybe it is a rocking good time, but it seems like such a waste of fucking time. And I'm moving and shaking so quick. I could not see me wanting to fit this. I don't fit it into my schedule. I was just there, and I did not fit this into my schedule. Now, if I lived there and had a season pass, that might change. This list might be completely fucking different if I lived there and had a season pass. And had the capability of popping in whenever I wanted to ride a ride. Wait, what? I don't remember that. You pop out and you can see that area? Huh. I did not realize that. That's so interesting. Interesting. I stand by my F. I stand by my fucking F. It's getting an F, and we're moving on. The video tells us what to move on to. See how long the riverboat is? See how much time that takes up? No one cares. Railroad. Oh, my goodness. Is this back to the railroad, too? Get out of here. Goddamn Toyota commercials. Back to the riverboat or boat. New Toontown Station. This wasn't open. None of the stations, all of them were boarded up while I was there. Interesting enough. So I don't know what, I didn't get to enjoy this. I do like riding this because you get to see the riverboat area, and it is a quick way over to Toontown. Oh, little Native American shout out right there. Little boataroonie over there. Yeah, I haven't been to David Crockett's Island in a long time either, but I personally don't think there's a need. Okay, so then the next one's Alice in Wonderland. Now, Alice in Wonderland is a classic indoor ride, and I do love the movie. The line for this is usually a bitch, but if you can sneak it in, it's at least a B. Bottom of B, because Peter Pan, out of all of those, for me, Peter Pan's going to be the one that really stands out for the indoor ride. So I'm going to put Alice in the bottom of B. That's just my personal thing. To each his own. If Jerry and Nick were here and we were really having a debate, I could move up or down on that. After Alice, we go to Mr. Toad. I did not get to ride either of this last trip, unfortunately. But I have ridden both, and I do enjoy both. Now, Toad is a little bit more quick around the corners, fast, and dark. Not as probably even good for little kids. I could not imagine Alessandra riding this. The thing I'd also point out is it's a lot more cutouts. It's not actual, three-dimensional moving robotics. It's all just kind of like cut out shit. So with this one, as much as I do think it's funny and shit, and it does have a good story while you're riding it, I don't know much about Mr. Toad either, and he's kind of a dead character as far as like merchandising or anything at Disney's concerned. Yeah, this would spook the bejeebas out of Alessandra. Wow, I even forgot what this was like at the end. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of almost like the original Halloween ride. All right, so with that one, Mr. Toad, I'm gonna say Mr. Toad is probably a C. Maybe ahead of Winnie the Pooh, but underneath the railroad. Because, like I said, the railroad is a great time wasting thing to do in between your fast tracks. Mr. Toad, you can't. Thing too about Mr. Toad and Alice in Wonderland, why these are all falling down further, is you cannot fast track these. The reason I haven't ridden them, you cannot fast track these. That kills your 2B scoring. If I can't ride you easily, and like I have to catch you off walked by and you were broken down and just reopened and I snuckily got on, or I hit it in the morning, or the park's just completely dead. And that's the only real way I'm going to ride these. Unless, future niece wants to ride them. But at
here you are in Arizona, where family-sized memories are made. The Grand Canyon State offers everything from wildlife parks and Wild West adventures.
The story of the
Check. Hello. Jerry, can you hear me now? Oh, shucks. How long ago was that? Damn. Jay, I didn't even see your text message, man. Yeah. My bad, dude. I don't know what the... I wonder how long I was going without being able to... I'm just ranting to... I'm already talking to myself. It feels weird doing the show by yourself to begin with. And then on top of that, especially when it's like quiet in the room, I need to get background music so I could hear something or some kind of feed. But, and then on top of that, yeah, I don't know. I was so into it talking about the rides and shit and Alessandra and the rides. All right, so where was I? Snow White. Did we put that somewhere? Oh, we put it right there. Okay, so where's Homie Boy at? All right. Blech. Hopefully, I'll have to go back and watch the... No, I'm not going to watch the VOD. If you watched and you realized that my audio cut out, leave a fucking comment and let me know where and when. I'm intrigued. Adjust my pants. Don't want you guys to watch. Chair's calling now. Chair.
It cut out again when you moved your camera. When you moved the screen up.
That's so weird. It's my.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's the mic, the button on the mic. See, I'm doing it now on purpose. So I must be. I guess I was accidentally hitting it and not realizing. Anyways, Jer, I think I'm back on now, right? Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jer, for calling. I'll hang up. Fuck. Well, at least Jer's there to call and tell me how bad I'm doing at attempting to stream. Fucking idiot. But yeah, story goes, each zone. So for Star Wars Zone, Rise of the Resistance is the S tier ride in the Star Wars area. In the Frontier Land, obviously Big Thunder is the number one. In the Safari Zone, I'd say it's Indiana Jones over Pirates or Jungle Cruise. That's unfortunate. I guess then at a New Orleans, I should bump up either Haunted Mansion or Splash. With that all being said, we'll have to think, or Winnie the Pooh, because that's the 3 rides in that zone. Maybe I need to bump all 3 of these up. I don't think Winnie the Pooh's going to get bumped up, but maybe I bump Haunted Mansion up, and that would then mean... Let me just look at this text from Jared real quick. Like 7 minutes? Okay. Ridiculous. Yeah, all right. I'm going to bump Haunted Mansion at the bottom of this. I think Peter Pan's... I love it. I have fonder memories of it than Haunted Mansion personally. But yeah, and then with that being said, then yeah, Splash will get bumped up. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of feeling that, what I just did there. Because that stays true to my statement. I said each zone needs to have a number 1 ride. Like for Toontown, I would say this now is, it used to be an obvious answer. It used to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And if you didn't think it was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you were kind of a jabron. You know, or a child. You were a child. You liked, one of the little kid rides. Because all of those rides are kind of, let's be honest here, not, I actually haven't ridden any of those. Because Toontown wasn't made till I was already a little too old for it. So for the longest time, it was just Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This now has become the clear front runner of the Toontown zone. Ooh, forgot I need to do that. I set alarm for something. We'll put a little snooze timer on it. Hold on, folks. Let me... But yeah, I mean, it's the clear front runner now. Would have to be, God, now I don't know, Mickey Mouse, what is it called? Gosh darn. Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Runaway Railroad. Yeah, this is the easy front runner. It's interesting because it's really Goofy's the conductor, but that's fine. That's the front runner for Toontown, which makes it the number 1 ride. Where is it? Do they not have it on here yet? Oof. Maybe that's not on here because it's predates. Oh, there it is. Okay. Aha. Well, S tier that. I do think because it's a newer ride, I don't have the memories of it. That this was only my second time even riding it. And Alessandra melted down again on it, and that was kind of a little difficult to deal with. And I tried my hardest not to even look over and make eye contact with her while she was melting down. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of S, but I'm going to keep it on the top of here only because I like I said, each land has its number 1 ride. Although if we consider, I don't know how I need a traditional map. I don't think the app tells you. Oh wow, the times right now are amazing low. What do we consider It's a Small World? Is that a part of Toontown? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Because when we get to It's a Small World, no one's going to like what I'm going to say. Okay, so it's still on Mickey Mouse Railroad. We've already S-tiered that. Add up here. What is it? Oh, is this Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Is this Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Right? Yeah. Why did he wrote most replayed? Okay. Who Framed Roger Rabbit used to be the S tier of that zone. But now I'd have to say I unfortunately was unable to ride it. It was broken down later in the day when I wanted to ride it, and I still had a fast track that I could have used for it, but I unfortunately wasn't able to, which is just a bummer. But it does have fast track capability, which gives it a bump up. I'm going to say it's an A, because it is a fun ride for one of the indoor ones. Like a non-crazy one, it is really fun, and it's a great, fantastic movie. And I think that the ride lives up to what the movie hype is. And I think if we watch a little bit, you could see, like, it's fun, man. You get all the classic scenes, great 3D made moving robots, colorful. The carts are awesome. They kind of spin a little bit. You're not just going straight forward. Oh, that's right. They're interactive. That's right. I forgot that. Yeah. Definitely an A. Fun ride. Yeah, this is all a trip. Yeah. Man. Kind of bummed I didn't get to ride this. What a great ride. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to fucking keep that right where I put it. S. Or A. My bad. All right, what's after that? We got Storybook. Didn't ride this. We were talking about it. It was on the table to ride. Had quite a line. It didn't just ended up unfortunately not happening. I did enjoy it as a child. Haven't ridden it in the longest time. Kind of wanted to ride it this time around with Alessi. Next time we will. I'd say it's a C. It's a C. What's after that? It's a good amount of time, but I don't think it has fast track, which kind of. Okay, yeah, Casey Jr. Circus Train. This friends is Alessi's first ever ride, and for that I got a great video of it on my phone. It will be featured in my up and coming vlog if I ever finish it. I'm gonna give this a B. It probably would have got thrown in C. You know, if I would have done this video last year, if I went without the fam. But going this year with the fam and Alessi riding this the first time. We got to ride in the cart. Yeah, this one right here, this pink one in front where you're in it all together. And she was loving it. And I mean, that's her first ride ever. So that was a really cool experience. So yeah, I'm going to throw that up in B. Okay, Matterhorn. Now, I love Matterhorn, but I don't love Matterhorn. I wanted to ride it this time around. It just didn't work out in my schedule. It was unfortunate. I do like the updated carts where you're not sitting on the people's laps no more. That used to be such awkward much. But the line on this does always kind of suck still. It's a great ride, but out of the big mountains, in my opinion, it's kind of the lesser out of the three. And I would say Matterhorn's going to be an A for me personally. I put top of A. But I'm gonna put it in A because it's just a kind of getting down. And as I've gotten older, it's gotten more like, man, I hate getting down inside of that one. And then you gotta like crawl out of it. It's such a weird complaint. But I mean, if I could fit it into the day, I'm fitting it into the day. I'm not gonna not ride it. It's not that. It's just I'm saying I'm trying to make this a good fair list. I only got one thing in D and one thing in F right now. So, and the one in D normally would have been in C, but for Alexander's sake, once again, we're bumping it down because, yeah. I also think that Storybook's better than Winnie the Pooh. At least I remember a Storybook better than Winnie the Pooh, so I'm going to bump that around. All right, Matterhorn, we're moving on. Back to the railroad. Okay, no one cares. We're moving on. Disney monorail. The monorail, like, what are we talking about here? It's a transportational thing. And I honestly haven't been on it in a million years. Unless you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel or something of the sort. Or you know, yeah, if you're staying around there or something, yeah, it could be hella useful and stuff. Leaving the park if you're timing it right. It's really like, how useful is it? Because how long from where you are could... Unless you're really tired. But the thing is, here, I'm talking a lot here. You got to stand in line to get on it. How long are you standing in line till the train gets there to even pick you up to take you to where you need to be? Right? Like, what are we talking about here? So, with that all being said, it's a D. It might even be a fucking F. I'm going to leave it in D for now. But the monorail is kind of useless unless you're in the hotels. And really, it's just the Disneyland hotel that's way the fuck down there. Other than that, like, what if you're at the fucking Grand Rapids, you're not using it. And if you're across the street, not at a non-Disneyland hotel, you're not using it. Stupid. It made sense when it was a giant parking lot and the Disneyland hotel was way over there. They didn't have downtown Disney or any of that stuff. Oh, Buzz Lightyear? Buzz Lightyear, in my opinion, is an easy S tier fucking ride. It's the original game ride at the theme parks. I love it. I personally even argue that it's better than Toy Story. Although I do think Toy Story, you have a more accurate shooting game. But I love how you can spin the card around. There's the characters in there. You're shooting at them. You get the photo at the end. I got my photos. I got an interesting little tidbit on that. Where we go, boys and girls. Oh, here's me, my mom, and Mickey. A great little photo there of the fam. Cars. Okay, here's my first round. And as you can see, not too bad, not too shabby. Did all right. Mom, she did okay. You know, I was clearly taking it real serious. I was focused. I was focused in right there. Great time. Great time. Now, second one. My mom was bitching about how she thought her gun wasn't even working. Right? She does, you know, decent. I think even better than she did the first time, right? Am I wrong? But somehow, I thought, and I have video footage of it, which will be in my vlog. I thought I crushed it this round. Thought I had really done something. Turned out, I guess I had hit nothing. Zero. Not a single thing. I don't even know how that's fucking possible. But regardless, love the ride. It has a fast track. As I said, having a fast track. I think every ride I have in here other than Peter Pan, which actually, you know what, Peter? That is going to be the thing that bumps Peter down. As much as I love Peter, that is going to be the thing that bumps Peter to the bottom of the S tier for me. Is the fact that it doesn't have a motherfucking fast track. And that's the reason I didn't get to ride it. Straight up. That is the reason I didn't get to ride it, because it doesn't have a fast track, and that is a bummer. I mean, this ride's just, look at it. It's just a blast. It rose again. Okay. All right, what do we got next after that? Yeah, they were definitely hating on me. I got destroyed in Spider-Man too. Spider-Man as well. Autopia. Love the odor of the gas-powered go-karts. This one, Alessandra was able to ride. She rode it. It was hilarious. I have footage of her behind the wheel with her mom. Hilarious. Me and Mom's, the first time I tried to film the whole time while I was driving, and I was just crashing nonstop. Second time, I drove a lot better. Autopia is a classic. It's a must ride, in my opinion. I'm putting it in A, because it's been a tradition in my fam forever. So I'm gonna go A, and like Alessandra could ride it. That weighs heavy with me. On this trip, I realized a lot about that. It's like, oh wow, okay, so outdoor rides, which ones can she ride? Now that doesn't change my mind on the spinners. All them spinner rides, I still don't love myself a spinner. Okay, Autopia. Finding Nemo. Now, this is the thing I love about Disneyland, and why, folks, I'm going to keep beating this in for the rest of my years, why Disney is so amazing compared to other theme parks, Universal being the one that I'll mainly point out from now on. I have not ridden this ride since they've updated it, and that's crazy. I once again thought that this was going to be the trip that I would get to hit up a lot of these kiddier rides that were indoor, because I thought, that will be fun to ride all those with Alessandra. Unfortunately, that was not the case, so I also just didn't get around to riding it, because once that happened, I rode a few of the outdoor ones with them, and then we'd switch off with like Grandma, or I even watched Alessandra. I took her on Dumbo, so Paige and I could ride rides, and we kind of were doing a little bit of that, like flipping, we'll take her for a second. Why don't you guys go get in line and ride something, and then flip off and let them ride a couple rides, and me and my mom would ride a few. With that being said, this didn't fit into our schedule anywhere, and it was unfortunate. It's been unfortunate that I just have not gone out of my way. Like, I've been at Disneyland and stayed multiple days, and this has existed, and I still have not ridden it. And I've used to ride it a lot when it was just the submarine ride, because it was always really cool, cool inside, and a lot of times was a sleeper. People wouldn't line up for this one. Now, it doesn't have a fast track, and it seems to be more popular now that it is Finding Nemo. I think that kind of definitely gave it a resurgence, and parents want to now take their... It was smart that they themed it. Very smart that they themed it. And with this one, a very, just all-around smart move, because no one gave a shit about submarines. It wasn't like Splash or Pirates where there was this well, man, we love that ride. I don't think anyone's favorite ride before any of this was the submarine ride. But now maybe a little kid, because it is Finding Nemo theme, this might be their favorite ride because they love Finding Nemo so much. And that's cool. With that being said, we will put it... Fuck, man. I think we're still going to have to put it in C because it's not that cool. It's not... Even with all that being said, it's not that cool. Where is he? Finding Nemo. Yeah, I mean, because I can't see it going in here. It's no Millennium Falcon, Alice in Wonderland, or this one. This is like a triple OG. So, yeah. I think this homie missed a lot of rides. All right, space. Now, I know we already put Buzz up here. And I was saying that whole, but this is the interesting thing about that whole area. Space Mountain also is clearly an S tier. And it's going to actually be up here at the front. It just has to be. There's not much more to say about it. And when they change up Space Mountain and make it Star Wars themed for that brief month for May the 4th, God, is that amazing. And if you haven't been able to ride that during that time period, you're missing out. Because, God, that's even... But I love how they only do it for that little bit of time and then they switch it back to normal. You can't just change this. That would be so ridiculous. You got to leave this how it is. I was able to ride this, and I got to be in the front row. I do not think I've ever been in the front row of Space Mountain ever in my life. So this was a treat to be able to sit in the front row with Madre. This is probably one of her favorite rides that she's been riding since she was in her 20s. She was juiced. I, of course, busted out the funny face. And I'll also tell you guys a little quick story. I had 3 pins on. As many of you probably do not know, I am a loser and I collect Disney pins. Only when I'm at the theme parks. And I had gotten 3 pins. I always buy a mystery pack and then I do the pin trading throughout the day that I'm at the theme park. I look them up online beforehand. Doesn't matter. It does the stupid shit. I had another pin that I had traded for earlier in the day that was like a Mickey Mouse triangle pin with him doing this like weird like reaching out. It was right here. When I got up and left the ride, it was actually down in between me and my mom on the seat. And my mom had already, you exit on my side. So we exited and I for some reason looked back just to see if my phone or anything had fallen out. And it was facing like spiky side up. And before the girl who was next in line to get into our car, I went, I was like, wait, that's my pin. And she picked it up and handed it to me. But she would have sat down on it if she, I don't know if she didn't see it, if I didn't say anything or what was going to happen in that moment. I found a little interesting story because then when I saw the photo, I was like, oh, wow, my pin had already fallen off prior. It must have fell off maybe when I was getting into the cart. Or when I pulled down the bar, maybe the bar hit it and knocked it off was one of my theories. I don't know. But love this ride. Always have loved this ride. Always will love this ride. Easy S tier. And that's where in my mind, I almost want to put that as the ultimate. Moving Big Thunder down one. But I think because Big Thunder meant so much as me as a child, I rode that with my dad growing up and stuff. Like, it means a lot that I'm going to keep that where it is. What we got after that? More of the Disney Railroad. You know, he skipped out on a lot of different things. It really hit the Disney Railroad. This person, whoever this was. All right. Well, let's bust through some of these quick. They're easies. Okay. Astro Blasters, Orbiters, or whatever the fuck. Don't care. And it's the same as Dumbo. I get why they have to have it. I haven't ridden it in a million years. I rode it maybe when I was a kid. I think there's a photo of me in it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll put it in D. Merry-go-round, who cares? It's not themed. It's nothing special. The sword is cool. I get why it's there. It does look good in its position, but it's not a necessary ride, and you can find those all around. Canoes, what are we talking about? That's ridiculous. Dumbo, I'm going to put in B, because as a flying around circle one, it is, you know, adorable because it is Dumbo, and you are able to go up and down. And that is the ride I rode, just me and Alessandra. She really wanted to get a photo with Uncle Johnny on Dumbo. And we got that. So that was cool. You know what? Let me see if I could pull up the same thing, a video, but on California. This next ride, the emotional whirlwind, I did not ride, but Ira, Paige, and Alessandra did. It's for the movie Inside Out. And Paige said it wasn't that great and it was pretty short. Walk through 4K. Shout out to that dude whoever made that video. I think it's the same guy here. So shout out to this dude. He's got go sub to him. You know what? I'll sub. Help him get to 100K because he's doing good work. Without him doing this video, I wouldn't be able to pull shit and then show you guys whatever I'm showing you. I don't know. Boom. All right, Main Street. No one cares. What's next? Whatever. Okay. Oh, Spider-Man Stunt Show. That I don't think's on the list, but that Spider-Man Stunt Show is fucking awesome. Didn't get to see it, but I have seen it many a times now, and I do think it is very cool, especially the first time. It is very fucking cool to see it in person. Because the videos don't do it justice. It's pretty badass when you're there. All right, now this is the Spider-Man ride. Now, out of all of the interactive game rides at Disneyland or California Adventure, I think this is my least favorite out of them. I think that Buzz and Toy Story are better. I do love Spider-Man, and I love the little Tom Holland video and all the fun, cool shit you get with this. The first time I played it with Madre, I did all right. When I played it with the sister and brother-in-law, I did not do as well. I was filming the two of them playing, though, for the first little beginning part and trying to play. I was doing one of these. But yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't have the... I don't know. I personally don't love it as much. It is cool. And you know, if you could hit it with a fast track, I mean, and here's the thing too, in California Adventure, I think this is a must. You gotta ride this one. Are Marvel people walking around the zone, Nick D? Yes. I have some video of the Black Panther, his Secret Service. And then he was up on the building. I think he was in like a photo area earlier in the day or something. But when they did like a little dance performance piece, and then he's up on like the Avengers campus building, and then they're down in like the plaza dancing with their like spears. Walked by Doctor Strange in the photo op area. He was shooting pics. I think the first day when we went into California Adventure later in the day, and we saw Captain America, but it wasn't. It was Sam Captain America. Like it was the current Captain America, not Steve Rogers. Falcon America, which was cool. There's a bunch of different Marvel characters. I think Deadpool, the first rated R character to be in the theme park, he has been making appearances here and there, I guess, or he was during the Wolverine Deadpool thing. That's the thing, too, that I thought was interesting. Like, the last few times I've been to Disneyland or California Adventure, I could not get away from Frozen. But now my niece loves Frozen. And we didn't see no Frozen shit. Didn't see Elsa. They didn't have any magnets or any of that kind of stuff. Magnets, what am I saying? Pins. Had to help Alessandra start her pin collection. I got her going on it. All right, anyways, all right, Web Slingers. I'm going to put Web Slingers. It is a fun ride, and all of the game ones are amazing. And as a California Adventure ride, I think that I'm going to put it's at least a B. It's at least a B. And it's probably going to be right underneath Millennium Falcon. Yeah. Yeah. Because it is a newer ride. I mean, it's going to have to grow on me some more. I've only ridden it a few times now I think last time I was there was the first time I got to ride it ever. And this last time was, I got to ride it twice. Once with my mom, Dre, and then another with the rest of the fam. And it's fun because you're playing against them. That's why I mentioned that too. But I think it's also interesting to ride it with those people. And I mentioned that too because my mom, for instance, she does not really like the Spider-Man one. She likes Buzz, but she loves the Toy Story one. She would tell you that out of the three of those, the Toy Story one's the one to go with. I would say Buzz. She would say Toy Story. But yeah, neither of us would probably say Spider-Man because it's just, I don't know, I don't know if I must not be doing it right. There's something that I'm not doing right. You know? Because the person that was with me, Paige and Ira, killed it. Had an epic score. It was almost embarrassing how bad our scores were compared to theirs. Are there fans walking? Yeah, there's fans. Actually, Ira bought this dope-ass Marvel sweatshirt that was like all these different... It's like a pattern. It's all these different like Marvel different logos and shit outside of Web Slingers right before we wrote it. Yeah, really cool sweatshirt. Okay, so what is this? This is Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not my favorite ride. It kind of usually messes up my stomach. I did love it when it was Tower of Terror. And I love it now that it's Guardians. I think I liked it better with the theming, to be honest, when it was Tower of Terror, because it was Twilight Zone. My mom, we grew up watching that because my mom loved that show as a kid. So then she kind of got us into it. So I knew all about Twilight Zone. And then, you know, it was in Disney World and we didn't have it here. So you always grew up hearing about it. So then when they finally made California Adventure and we got one out here in California, it was like a big fucking deal. I thought it was a little bit, when they first said, even as a Marvel fan, I was a little like, they're changing it to Guardians of the Galaxy, really? Now it's become a staple. It had quite a line this time around. I personally am going to give it the bottom of B just because I wouldn't go out of my way to ride it. It's a Paige ride. The fucking first time we really rode it, I don't think it was the first time we rode it. One of the first times we rode it, there was no one there. I think it was like Mom got like early access one day through Costco or some bullshit. And so we were at California Adventure like an hour before anyone else or some bullshit. And there was no one at Guardians. Like you could just walk right on. So me and Paige walked on, walked off, and Paige's like, let's just get right back on. And then we walked right back on. And dude, my stomach after that, for the rest of the day, I felt like I was gonna like fucking shit my pants or something. I don't know. Anyways, all right. What are we going at? I mean, Avengers Campus, quite an upgrade, obviously, from Bug's Life. It's always a bummer, in my opinion, to lose something at Disneyland or Disney World. I mean, Disneyland or California Adventure. I like everything. So even with Bug's Life, I grew up going there. I like the theater. I remember riding that with my grandma when the bug comes into your back and she was like, oh, you know, and I like remember it hella well. Her freaking out. We talked about it for years after that. But yeah, like, you know, it's always a bummer when they lose shit. But like Avengers being added in, obviously, is a really cool upgrade. Same with Cars. Like all of that, I think definitely enhanced the park. But I still, every time I walk into Cars or Avengers, I think of Bug's Life. I don't know why. I bring it up. You can ask my mom or Paige. I always remember Bug's Life was right here. Especially the movie theater. Okay. So these are some of the car rides. I don't think that... Maybe they are on the list. I've never... Okay, this is another ride I've never ridden. Alessandra and Paige rode this. But I've never ridden this one. I've ridden the Luigi one. But this is another one where I feel like it's just going to get me like a little bit of a sick. You're just going around in circles and it kind of whips you. To me, is this even on here? Yep. I'm going to F it. Mainly because I haven't ridden it. I just feel like it might be a waste of my time. Maybe I need to ride it next time I'm there, and we'll go from there. Because, I mean, for the car zone, it's obvious what rides S. Is he not going to ride Luigi? Well, whatever. Cars. I, unfortunately, am a sucker, and I did not want to wait in line. And the fast track and tickets were all connected to my phone. And I purchased the $19 extra fast track to get onto Cars immediately. They have it for Cars, and it varies in price throughout the day depending on, like, I don't know, population. It's like some weird algorithm, right? The last few times we've been to Disneyland, the last time I think I went with my mom and we were there for a few days, unfortunately, we were not able to get on this. It was either broken down or the lines were insane. And it's been this whole pay fast track bullshit since it's opened. And that time we didn't want to pay. We kept telling ourselves every day that it was going to happen, without having to pay that shit. This time on Friday, I was like, fuck it. Like, Mom wants to really ride this. The day before, because we were, doing stuff with Alessandra and so forth, we didn't get a chance to really ride a lot of rides. I wanted to make sure we got to ride this. I would say this is like one of my mom's favorite rides. It has become over the years. So I paid the $19. We rode it, me and my mom. I got the photo. I'll pull it up. I mean, and this is the S tier ride. It really is too. It's well themed. Whoa, why is my mouse stuck on this screen? Okay. It's well themed. It's fun. It's got a roller coaster vibe. The kids every age can enjoy it. Like, it's just a all around good time. So I definitely strongly think it is. Okay, here we go. It's going to be an S for me. Let me pull up the photos here. So that's the $19, or actually $19 each photo that we paid here, and that's a single rider. Now that's going to come in clutch later in this story, right? That's a single rider there. Now I didn't really think about the whole single rider thing because I've always just been a fast track king. I was good at like really booking my day and riding like rides that had like 15 to 20 minute lines, and then getting off those and immediately hitting my fast track, booking my next fast track, and just working out my day throughout that with snacks and going to shops to fill in the time in between my fast tracks. I've become really good at it. Paid the $19 for all that. Met up with my sister who rolled into the park a little later in the day, and she says, hey, let's try to ride Cars. We end up doing single rider, the three of us. Me, my sister, and my mom each did single rider. And we got on probably 10 to 15 minutes longer than the 19 per person fast track. So what I would say is if you want the photo, you're desperately in need of the photo of the fam on the ride, then I guess pay the $19 if you don't want to wait in line. But if you don't give a shit about not having strangers in your photo, and personally, I don't know who any of these people are, never will see them ever again, so oh well. I guess it's a little funnier though with the fast track, the single rider, because now I'm just creepily like this is one family, just to point out. They were all together as one family, and now I'm just in their photo. just me doing that. So that's that, which I thought was great. My mom loving it with these two young kids. That's great too. And this is one family. The dad and the mom are in the back seat with the little girl, and my mom's in the front seat with their sons. It's just hilarious. And then Paige fucking on her phone. It's so good. Yep. Some good stuff there, man. So with all that being said, we have a lot of love in the fam for the cars. What are they going to call it on here? Radiator Springs and Incredicoaster. And I would say this, I would even, I'm going to put it right after Indy. Over Runway, yeah. Yeah. That seems pretty good. I'm feeling good about that. No, well, that was when we rode all single riders. Me and Marilyn were together when we paid the $19. That was the photo where we're in the back seat together. The crazy thing, too, though, is for the $19 each fast track, it's like, motherfucker, you best put me in the fucking front of the car. What's up? But, you know, I never request that. Like, if it happens, it happens. That's what the Space Mountain, because I feel like it's kind of douchey to ask for that. I also feel like it makes the time when you randomly get it feel more special. You know, like getting Space Mountain front row this year and having that photo of me and my mom on there, I'm going to remember that forever. You know, and I documented it and everything. I even, like, when we were in line and I knew we were already in the front row, I filmed a little clip of it being like, front row. Never done that before. So I was kind of hyped. So this is just walking around Cars Land. This is walking around here. The bakery tour, which is Bodine. San Francisco. Pixar Pier. Cool. Let's get some rides here. Home Slice. Incredicoaster. Incredicoaster has been amazing since day one. Even when it was Screaming California, I loved it. I normally hate roller coasters with flips. Not hate, but I just not a fan. I'm more scared than I am enjoying it. I'm more juiced once we're getting off the ride than I am riding the ride. I'm dreading the whole time until the flip. And this ride is the only one where I don't really ever think about that. I've also, I guess I've probably ridden this the most out of any ride with a flip. And I've just become so accustomed to this flip that I'm looking for the hidden Mickey on the ground. The whole time I'm trying to find the hidden Mickey. Which I swear it's the cement posts themselves. And then there's one of the cement posts is a circle, and then they put two more small cement circles next to it. But that's besides the point. I think making Incredibles and theming it to an actual movie was awesome. And a lot of roller coasters that are themed at bigger theme parks that are more adult or whatever, they'll do a little bit of theming in the waiting room, and maybe when you first take off, or they'll play the music. Like always, Disney kind of went a little bit more above and beyond, and they actually made that full. There's two tunnels that actually have things kind of going on, and especially at night, it looks really cool when you hit the tunnels. There's this whole scene right there that's quick. This video isn't giving it justice right now. The thing that Incredicoaster does that really kind of sucks is at the very end, they jam on the brakes like 2 or 3 times, and you like bang your legs against the front of the cart. It's not that bad if you're in the front of the cart, because each cart fits 4 people, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, right? I didn't notice this, but me and I rode it back to back because we used my mom and sister's fast tracks. They didn't want to ride it, so forth. So me and I rode it, walked on, and then got off, and then walked right back on again. I'll pull up the photos of that as well. Ira pointed out to me when we got on the second time, or I said something about like, oh, I think my legs are closer this time. Yeah, there you go. I busted out the same pose again. Yeah. Oh, and there you go. Ira's wearing that Marvel sweatshirt he picked up outside of the Spider-Man ride. There's Alessandra in a teacup. That's not what I was looking for. Okay. Oh, okay. So that one I showed you of me and Ira, that was the second time. The next day we wrote it. This is the first night when we wrote it using Marilyn and Paige's fast tracks. So there we go. And then I did one of those. I go, oh no. And yeah, so this time we were okay, it's the first time. Whoa, come on, man, get your shit together. We're in the front cart. Not the front cart, but we're in the front of our cart, right? So you have a good amount of leg room, right? And the bag for your phone or whatever is in the center. When you're in the back seat, it's way closer on the knees, and you each have a bag in the center of you, one on each side of you, rather than up here. I don't know. It's just different. Didn't really ever notice that until this time around, that Ira kind of pointed that out. Not that that's that great of a story, but... so where... Incredicoaster... Obviously, from me saying all that, and it's clearly the best ride in the whole Pixar Pier zone. And probably even the best roller coaster. No, that's not true at all. I'm going to put it... You know what? It's good right here. It's good right there. I think it's good right there after Haunted Mansion. Because I do love it, but it doesn't have the memories. Like, nothing in California really... It is one of the original California rides, but it's been rethemed. You know? Nothing in California has really stayed the test of time, because even soaring over California is now soaring over the world or whatever. It's not even... Okay, here we go. Toy Story. Now, Toy Story wasn't an OG ride. Actually, Toy Story might be... Nah. Incredicoaster is better than Toy Story. I'm going to put Toy Story... Now, me, personally, I'm going to put Toy Story in A. Now, if this is my mom's tier list, she would put it in S. That's her jam. I'm going to go A. And I did pretty good this year. Now, I'm going to move it up towards the... You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put it towards the top of A. I'm going to put it right under Pirates. And here's why. Because like I've been saying, not that many great rides at California Adventure. So the ones you do have, you gotta fucking put them up high. You know, you gotta show California Adventure some love. Man, this is a great ride, and it's long. It's a good amount of time. The line sucks though. You have to fast track this. You cannot not fast track it. Okay, here we go. The Pixar Ferris wheel. For Tubi, this is an easy F. I'm good. No need. I'd even put the Junkery Jamboree. You know what, Junkery? That was me being too harsh on that. It's because I've never ridden it before. I'm going to bump that up. You know, and I'm going to put Mark Twain and the canoes above too. And here's why. Carousel and a fucking Ferris wheel are things you could find anywhere else. So that's why, like, as a Disney thing, now look, the Mickey theme of it is beautiful. And even this is beautiful. It's a beautiful carousel. But, you know, it's just things you could find fucking anywhere. So, we're going to move on. Okay, here's the inside out. I actually wanted to see what this does, because I just heard about it from Paige. I don't think Alessi was too impressed by this. Okay, so it's kind of just a Dumbo. Okay. Yeah, I'm not that impressed by that. Paige said it wasn't very long. She said it was shorter than Dumbo. For that, we'll give it a C. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. It's going in D. Or F. My bad. All right. What's the next one? I have written this. I've written this with TJC. I've written this a couple of times. And you know what? It's actually pretty fun. And I don't normally like those kind of rides, but because that one's at Disneyland, it feels safer in that sense. But it does kind of still fall in this same category here. So, but I have enjoyed it a little more than I think I would enjoy either of those. I'm gonna give it a D, because you can find that kind of thing at any other fucking like carnival fair. But it feels safer it being Disney, and it's themed better, and that shit matters to me. What's next? No, this is stupid. The up and down, and you're just sitting on a chair where I could like fall out. No, that's stupid. Where is that? They don't even have that on here. They have that. This one. This dude forgot the Luigi. The Luigi ride actually is pretty decent. I've ridden it many a times. It does like a dance in this car, and it plays this awesome music. I'm gonna give it to Luigi. You know what? I don't know if it's a B worthy, because put it in B seems kind of wild. But I'm gonna put it in here, and I'm gonna put it above these ones. I'm actually gonna go right underneath the train with it. It's pretty decent. I think Homie forgot that ride. He didn't have that one on there. That's fine. I think I wouldn't ride it anyway, so I don't give a shit. This stupid looking up and down thing. That right there. All right. That's the jellyfish. No one cares. All right. Goofy roller coaster is one of the most aggressive, bumpity roller coasters ever, but that is what it is. And like they clearly do it on purpose. I kind of love it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to ride it this year. I think out of the California Adventure rides, though, it's definitely a must ride. I don't think it's an S, but I'm gonna give it a B. I think it's a solid B. I think I gotta bump that Guardians up a little bit. Just kind of seems crazy. I think I gotta bump that up too over this. And I gotta bump that up. I gotta bump that up there too. Yeah. Yeah, that's feeling better. I'm feeling stronger about that. All right. Yeah, no. Alessandra also rode this. I did not ride this. I forget what I think I went and rode. Maybe I rode Incredicoaster while Paige and Alessandra rode this. I'm good. That to me is a solid F. And I know you're thinking that's the same as the swings. It's not, though. I can't explain what the differences are, but it's not. It's not the same as the swings. There's something different about it. And I'm giving it a goddamn F. It's not the goddamn same as the swings. I know there's no one even saying it, but it's not the same as the swings. Yeah, I mean, come on, Jerry. A Ferris wheel, it's a beautiful Ferris wheel. And that one does the stupid rockety thing, too. But it's like, it stops every few minutes to let someone on. And it's like, you're not even going, like, if it went around, I don't know how to explain my feeling on it. It's just, I'm not a Ferris wheel kind of person. See see, the swings does something different. This just swings perfectly circle. The swings does like an up and down, so it feels like you're doing more than just going in a circle, even though you are just going in a circle. I know what I'm saying sounds stupid. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm saying sounds stupid. I'm not stupid. Yeah, that's right. I know I'm just talking to myself into a mic with... Okay, Little Mermaid. This opened not that long ago in my mind. It's probably been a decade, but it feels like it wasn't that long ago. It's not an original ride, but it is fantastic. The animatronics and stuff. It being that style of ride, it's one of the better versions of that. With that being said, I'm gonna put it above Alice in Wonderland, and say that it's a heavy B. I like the beginning when it turns you around and then it dips you backwards, and then the music kicks in and then it plays these bubbles above you. It gets me every time. I'm like, oh yeah. And I love the music of Little Mermaid. I filmed the musical quite a few times. I have filmed the musical quite a few times and edited it now, and the music's really stuck with me. I enjoy that one. So for that, we're giving that a C. Yeah. I also like how this ride, it's one of the ones where it's the four moves, like how on Haunted Mansion. So the people getting, it's a quick queue to getting onto the ride. It's got a fast track and it's a quick queue. That also bumps it up, like I've said many times throughout tonight, bumps it up. Grizzly Peak as the peak, I guess, and then the ride? Or, the ride's closed? Yeah, okay, so the ride is closed. I rode this 2 years ago with Ryan and BK, and I got destroyed wet on it once again. It's a fun water ride, but it's nothing crazily special, and it's not themed yet. I think in the near future, Grizzly River Run will get themed to an actual movie or something, and it would help it. I think it needs a little bit of a facelift. With that being said, I'm gonna put it at the bottom of C. Middle of C. It's cool, but it needs something. It needs to be Disney-fied. It's not Disney-fied yet, and it was closed. It's always fucking closed. It seems like. Redwood Challenges, stupid for kids ish, not like legit for kids to run around and get some energy out. That's cool. Nothing against that. It's just not a ride or anything. What are we looking at over here? Oh, this is Grizzly Run. Oh, so it was open. It was closed when I went. I think I do soaring over the world. And that was what it was themed. I've heard that California is coming back. They are going to be switching it back. It's a fun ride, and it's one of the original California Adventure rides. It's easily an A. I'm going to say probably... Oh, definitely over those two. Yeah. I feel good with Soarin' being there. That feels good. Okay. Main Street or whatever. Old Los Angeles. Jeez McGee's. Get out with it. Monsters Inc. Unfortunately, I had used my fast track to get onto this year, and we were literally around, like almost right here where the video is right now, like just around the corner from that. And the ride broke down, and I knew it was a bad sign because they turned the lights on. And I said, "Fuck it, let's get out of here." When the lights come on, it's usually a sign that they're not fixing that ride anytime fucking soon. So you might as well just skedaddle out of there. And we did. Hollywoodland walkthrough. Oh, I should probably rate that. Okay. So Monsters Inc. I do love it. I love the Billy Crystal, John Goodman voices, and they did it for the ride. I think it's at least gonna be here. Actually, I probably put it right there. Yeah. I feel strong about that one. Because I love that ride. It's a good one. And it's also a triple OG of California Adventure. It's been in that back little corner forever. It probably would fit in. It would be smarter to have in like Toontown. But, it is what it is. I think if it was in Toontown, it would get more people riding it too. I think that the location of it in California Adventure and where they've put it, that's why it's kind of a sleeper ride. And you can usually sneak onto it with pretty low wait times. Also dark, cool, nice to get out of the sun. And if you can hit it, like I said, with a low wait time, no reason not to ride it. with a fast track. Animation buildings. What is this? Animation buildings. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. California Adventure, not much going on. It's a big ass piece of land. Not that much going on. All right. So let's go back to our list and wrap up this show. We've almost hit our 2-hour mark, which I'm so surprised. I told myself I was going to only do, if I could hit an hour, force yourself to do an hour, and now we almost hit 2 solo. Sad as could be. All right. This is the coaster that Alessi loved that's in Toontown. I don't think I've ever ridden it before, but from what I've heard from her, it's pretty good. I'll put that at the bottom of C for my niece. This Alessi also rode while I think I was on, me and Mom were riding Toy Story or something. The theming on this carousel versus the traditional one, I will say it is like themed really cool. It being like Toy Story themed. So because of that, I'm going to bump it up to D just purely off like the theming. Because the other one's just standard-ish. Main Street vehicles. I've never ridden in any of these. I actually would love to do it one time. Until I ride it and I can report back, it seems stupid and a waste of time. But I also would like to try it. So I'll come back to that. Right now it's going to be an F. The non-swinging, the fact that there's 2 versions of that, definitely, I'm glad that's enough. You know what? Because they put 2, you're going all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to make this real sad, too. I'm going to put this at the top. All right, Mark Twain vote. You didn't want to move there. This other ship's going to go here. We're going to put all that there. We're down to 3. And I'm going to tell you guys, there are 2 S's out of these 3. And I think people would think that they would be Star Tours and Teacup, and they would be completely wrong. Obviously, Small World is an S. And not only am I going to go that high, I'm going to actually say it is my 3rd favorite ride usually. Usually it is my 3rd favorite fucking ride. And it's crazy too because Star Tours is probably my 4th. Teacups, not really a player for me. Teacups, I'm going to have to put probably in C. I do like the theming and the idea of it, but yeah, no, it's going to have to go. It's going to have to go there for now. Yeah, it's going to have to go there for now. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now, the reason Star Tours is going where it was. Also, Star Tours and Small World were left out of that video that guy, I think, made, which is wild. I said he did a really good job, and he did do a good job, but leaving out Star Tours is ridiculous. Star Tours and the fact that it's been there for forever, pre-Disney even owning it, which also is why Indy actually is going to get bumped up 1, too. Indy and Star Wars were at Disneyland before they even owned it, which just speaks to how badass George is for, like, making that happen. And Star Tours is probably one of the first rides I ever went on that I can think of where you walk on and sit down and it's a platform shaker. I think I did one later in Vegas that was Star Trek themed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, maybe it was Reno. Whatever. Badass, man. They've enhanced it over the years. Now you get 2 mini stories. This year I wrote it. I got it was the first half was pod racing from episode 1, and then the second half was Ahsoka. Rosario Dawson even pops up in the video, and at the end says, "Good to see you again, R2." I just loved all of that, you know. And the bye-bye at the very end, if you know, you know. Fantastic ride. But yeah, I think Small World also just had a lot of history and memories riding it since I was a kid. And messing with my sister on the boat and like she absolutely hates it, which makes me love that ride even more. I almost love that ride just to mess with my sister. Unfortunately, it was closed this year, which I was kind of bummed off because I haven't been to Disneyland with my sister in forever. And the fact that we were both there together, I really wish we could have ridden that together so I could mess with her again. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about all of this. We got a few California adventures. Two in my S tier. Yeah. Little Maddie Pie. Okay. Yeah. You know, and this changes pretty constantly for me. And I would even say these top 5 could even get changed around at any moment for me. And I could even throw... I even want to almost throw Toy Story up into S tier. I don't know. It's crazy. All right. Where are we at? Well, we got 3 minutes before. It's been 2 hours. Okay. Well, let's just check out this dude's page real quick and see what else he does before we wrap it up and shout him out. Because like I said, he's close to hitting 100K. And we did watch his videos. Huh. So he just does each ride individually too. Interesting. That's smart that you could upload all of it. Oh, what's this? He's opened some pins. I didn't think the pins this year were as good as they've been in the past. That's some real stupid nerd shit I just said right there, but you know what? The real ones know. I thought the pin game this year was a little off. I still bought a few. I still bought a few, but it felt a little off. The tree's still up. Oh, so this must be like January something? Yeah, the 2025 pins just came out. Yeah, I forgot to pick up a 2025 pin, and I always normally get a year. I kind of kicked myself for not getting that. I might have to order online. Dumbo. That's a cool one. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow, that's a good pack. But I don't get why I'd want rubber duckies. I got the one that was just Mickey Mouse heads, but themed differently. What the fuck? Lobster cheese biscuits and shit? What the fuck is this? I did get my raspberry Coke, and it was so fucking good, dude. Oh, my God. I don't even know if I remember if I filmed the raspberry Coke. I think I did. It was so fucking good, man. That Coca-Cola shop is the best. So fucking good. All right, cool, man. Well, I've hit my 2-hour mark. That was what I was aiming for. We'll be back tomorrow night. I don't think we're going to do Deloise's because I still have to do some shit. Maybe we're going to do Game On or something. I'll talk to Jerry and Nick D and figure out what the game plan is. Until then, y'all have a wonderful evening. Jared Sadu, Nick D, and of course, Trainer's Tavern himself, Rye Guy Myers. Thank you for tuning in and joining me. And I might do more of these where I watch a bunch of these ride videos, and maybe we could do Universal sometime later this week. And I do apologize not for streaming while I was gone. I wanted to. I just completely forgot. I need to like put a fucking timer in my phone. All right. Peace.